Rihanna has spent years building the empire she now has, but with she and A$AP Rocky starting a family together, it leaves some of us wondering where their relationship started. Spoilers, nearly a decade ago. It all started in 2012. It may be hard to believe now, but Rihanna was first linked to A$AP a whole 10 years ago back in 2012. The two collaborated on the remix to her song Cockiness. With the song's suggestive lyrics, it wouldn't be shocking if fans thought their romantic relationship started in 2012 as well. I mean, on a scale of 1 to Cardi B's WAP, maybe it's not as explicit, but you get the point. But even amongst dating rumors at the time, the two had been pretty platonic since working together. You just couldn't tell that by looking at their 2012 VMA performance they did together. Saying that the two of them had insane chemistry would be a huge understatement. On tour with Riri. They may have had a platonic friendship following their remix collab, but that doesn't mean that there weren't sparks that were flying between them. In fact, the very next year, it was announced that Rihanna and A$AP would be going on tour. According to a 2013 radio interview with A$AP at Power 106 Los Angeles, Rihanna's team called him to join the tour as a special request to Rihanna herself. At that point, Riri was already a huge powerhouse in the music industry and had collaborated with a ton of other Hollywood A-listers. As big of a name that Rihanna was in music in 2013, and obviously still is today, being called to go on tour with her as a special request would be the opportunity of a lifetime. Collabing again in 2013. As if their VMA performance or Rihanna's request to go on tour with A$AP wasn't enough to keep fans wondering what was going on between them, they collaborated yet again for one of A$AP's music videos. Though Rihanna isn't singing on the song herself, she appears in the video. In fact, she plays A$AP's girlfriend, and the two are seen cozying up with each other and going on a giant shopping spree in New York City. We thought they had great chemistry before, but the video really sells their relationship. But even then, A$AP and Rihanna consistently denied that there was anything serious between them. It actually checks out, seeing as how A$AP was in another relationship at the time, but fans couldn't deny what they saw on screen. Seeing other people. Even though the two had a seemingly close bond with each other, they decided to stay friends instead. In the meantime, Riri decided to find love elsewhere. She briefly reconnected with her ex, Chris Brown, who she famously dated back in the mid-2000s. She also had a somewhat complicated on-again, off-again relationship with Drake, and eventually dated Saudi businessman Hassan Jameel for nearly 3 years up until 2020. But that doesn't mean A$AP was lonely either. Since collaborating with Rihanna for the first time, he'd been tied to Kendall Jenner, Rita Ora, and Love and Hip Hop star Terry Jose. But as we now know, that didn't keep the two of them from later reconnecting. Public appearances. The two may still not have been dating at the time, but from 2018 onward, fans couldn't help but notice that the rapper and beauty mogul had been seen together on more than a few occasions. They attended a fashion show together at Paris Fashion Week in 2018, and later that year, Rihanna invited A$AP to her annual Diamond Ball event. He was invited again the following year in 2019, and later that year, they attended the Fashion Awards together in London. Now, it may have just been a series of coincidences that these two were making so many appearances together, but seeing as how they're way beyond just being cuddled up now, we know that wasn't the case. Hello, Fenty Skin. Rumors were already beginning to swirl in 2020 that Riri and Rocky were an item, especially after her relationship with Hassan Jameel came to an end. But nothing had been confirmed yet, and as we know, Rihanna's preferred to stay tight-lipped about her romantic interests in the recent years. But then they collaborated yet again to promote the launch of Fenty Skin. They appeared in promotional photos together and even collaborated in a GQ video together, where A$AP got to answer a number of questions asked by Rihanna. And we're not gonna lie, it was totally heartwarming to see the two of them joking around. They literally couldn't stop laughing at each other's jokes, and after all the mess that the year 2020 brought with it, that video was definitely a highlight. It's official. I mean, honestly, this didn't come as too much of a surprise. Seeing that fans had been speculating that they were dating back in 2019 when they attended the Fashion Awards together, if not earlier. But in December of 2020, a source confirmed to People that the two were in fact dating. Another source confirmed their relationship to Us Weekly, stating, "ASAP has been very into Rihanna for years and was always the instigator when it came to flirtation advances." And looking back at their old videos and appearances together, we could definitely see that. But we're not mad at it, because it seems that everything worked out exactly like they'd hoped. Christmas with the family. Confirming a relationship together is one thing. Going on a Christmas getaway with the family of one of the most successful musicians and businesswomen to date is on a different level entirely. But that's exactly what happened in December of 2020, when ASAP joined Rihanna and her family for a holiday vacation in Barbados. Their friendship lasted years beforehand, so we're sure the trip felt natural. A source even told Entertainment Tonight they've known each other for so long as friends and in a work setting, which makes it so easy for them to get along, travel together, and be involved in each other's lives to the full extent. She's the one. And yes, that's exactly what ASAP said about Rihanna in a 2021 interview with GQ. He opened up about his new relationship with Riri and couldn't help but gush over her. And we loved every bit of it. When talking about his experience being with Rihanna, he stated, "So much better when you got the one. She amounts to probably like a million of the other ones. I think when you know, you know. She's the one." Cue the waterworks. Honestly, after going through complicated or on-again, off-again relationships with other people, we love that the two of them found love in what probably used to appear to be a hopeless place. In it for the long term. The longer their relationship goes on, the more we seem to hear about how much Riri and Rocky really do love each other. A source told People, "This romance evolved since they were friends first. They already knew and respected each other, and it has just grown from there. They love to laugh and have a blast together before they even dated. All of that makes for a solid romance now." And we'd have to agree. It's not too uncommon for celebrities in Hollywood to start new relationships just for the sake of publicity. But in this case, that didn't have to happen because the feelings they have for each other came naturally with time. A second source even told the outlet they're crazy about each other and have everything for the long term. Cozying up at the Met Gala. The annual Met Gala is already one of the most iconic fashion events of the year. Fans can't wait to see what their favorite celebrities will turn up to the event wearing. But in 2021, all eyes were on ASAP and Rihanna. And why wouldn't they be? We already know that Rihanna knows how to shut down a red carpet, and with ASAP by her side, there were even more great moments to capture. The two of them looked completely in love while posing for photos on the red carpet. And even though Rihanna likes to keep the comments she makes about her love life to a minimum, she didn't have to say anything for people to notice how much she cared for him. Madly in love. Well, at least that's what a source told Entertainment Tonight when talking about Rihanna and ASAP's relationship. And of course, we know that's pretty accurate at this point. In 2021, the two were seen packing on the PDA while filming a video in New York City. The source even stated, between takes, they were very lovey-dovey. And who wouldn't be? We already know that ASAP has had feelings for Rihanna for years, so the opportunity to finally be with the one you love has got to be a great feeling. Wanting to start a family? With all the PDA, collaborations, and photos of the both of them together, some fans may have been wondering if the two of them had any intentions of starting a family. But before she and ASAP even started dating, Rihanna already planned on having kids of her own, whether she had a partner to have them with or not. In a 2020 cover story for British Vogue, the self-made billionaire opened up about not needing someone special in her life to start a family. She stated, "I feel like society makes me want to feel like, oh, you got it wrong. They diminish you as a mother if there's not a dad in your kids' lives. But the only thing that matters is happiness. That's the only thing that can raise a child truly, is love." And that's something Rihanna will come to learn a lot more about because Rihanna and ASAP are new parents. Finally, after years of friendship and a couple more years of blissful dating, it was finally announced at the end of January of this year that Rihanna and ASAP would be expecting their first child together. We love that Rihanna decided to start a family when she felt ready to, and not when society started pushing her to do so. And we'd be lying if we said we weren't excited to hear more about their journey to parenthood as time goes on. The two were photographed by People in Harlem, and we're not exaggerating when we say that this news broke the internet entirely. Thoughts on parenthood? While we, and probably most of her biggest fans, are beyond excited for Rihanna and ASAP to have their first child, we can acknowledge that it can't always be easy when you're a new parent. But even though their bundle of joy hasn't made their appearance yet, Rihanna seems to be happier than ever. A source told People she couldn't be happier and is so excited to be a mom. The source said she's loving all the changes to her body during pregnancy and has always celebrated pregnant women in her runway shows for Fenty. Honestly, we couldn't be more happy for ASAP and Rihanna. We've seen her confront so many questions that we're more concerned about her relationships than her career. So the fact that she's finally starting her family on her own terms and on her own timeline is something we can definitely get behind. For more videos of your favorite Hollywood stars, be sure to subscribe to The Things Celebrity. Thanks for watching!